Okay, now let's try to implement static route, but the other version, which is IPv6 static route. Okay, let's use the simple routers of 2811 and maybe 2 computers between them. There are some global and some private normal IP addresses also on IPv6. We have talked about this in the IPv6 video. So maybe I will assign the FE between the routers, and I will use the FC between them, the computer and the router. It will be clear in a few minutes if this will work or not. Okay, so yes, maybe we will do the FE will be for the link local. I will choose the 2001 and a double colon for zeros /64. This network will be between these two. Dot 1 will be here, so it will be 2001 : 1, and dot 2 will be here, so it will be : 2. Make it down. Let's make it in here. This is a private one, and for these networks, let's try how this will work. The FEC 1 : /64 and in here it will be FEC 2 : /64. These are just random private IPv6 addresses that I have used. There is nothing specific for this. Okay, so it will be also dot 1 and dot 2, dot 1 and dot 2 you will see in the lab right now. So maybe if I started with PC number 1 do already have a link local, but I will give it an IPv6 of FEC1 : let's make it 2 /64. Does it take a slash? No, it doesn't. It takes the slash in here, so it will be 64, and the gateway will be FEC1 : 1, which is this one. Okay, so this is for PC number 1. For the router, I have to assign 2 IPv6 addresses for 2 interfaces, but before that I must first enable IPv6 routing in the router because it's disabled by default. So IPv6 unicast routing is the only command you need to enable IPv6 routing, and after that you assign the interfaces. Interface fast Ethernet 00, IPv6 address will be FEC1, of course, and : 1 /64. That's enough. And no shutdown. Okay, and for fast Ethernet 01, let's do the other one, which will be an IPv6 of 2001 : 1 according to our topology /64. No shut. And okay, this is for first router. For the second router, I'm sorry, I think my voice is a bit low. Let's try that the mic is close, but I have no idea if it was low or clear enough. So in the other router, let's configure terminal. IPv6 unicast routing, interface fast Ethernet 00, IPv6 address will be 2001 : 2 /64. No shutdown. And for fast Ethernet 01, which is going to the other PC, sorry, this should be FEC2 :1/64, no shutdown, please end. And to complete the initial config of IPv6 address, no need for this expand, just go to this one and give it an FEC2 :2/64, go to the gateway of FEC2 :1. This should be enough. Just let's try to ping between this broadcast domain, so ping FEC2 :1. Brilliant, there is a reply between them. Now I must configure IPv6 static route. This will be the same command with some modifying. This will be IPv6 route instead of IP route, and I want to route to this computer. That will be FEC2 : should be per host or per network. Let's make it per host. I believe it will work. /64. It's requiring for the next hop. The next hop will be this one, so it will be 2001 : 2. Okay, this is the only command I'm giving in here. Okay, this is the first thing. The other one will be configure terminal IPv6 route. This router should go back to this PC, so it will be FEC1 : 2/64, and the next hop should be 2001 : 1. Okay, so that's enough. Let's verify if something is installed in the routing table. Of course, this is an IPv4 routing table. Show IPv6 route. There is a static reaching FEC1, the entire subnet, not just the host, /64 using 1 and 0 static via 2001. So this should make this computer be able to ping the remote computer, which will be FEC1 : 2. And yes, there is a reply from the other computer about, or I'm sorry, by the means of using static route. Okay, so this is what happens between both of them. This is the second one. I think we can also configure floating static using IPv6. Try to do this in case it worked with you. Okay, in case it didn't, just inform me, so I will use it as an extra challenge lab to perform it together by implementing IPv6 with floating static. From this path we will ping the other remote PC, which will be FEC2 : 2. Should be 2. Yes, there is a ping with this, no problem. Okay, so that should be enough. So this is IPv6 static route. We have talked until now about the concept of IPv6, of static routing, sorry. And this is, we implemented 3 labs. The first lab was the classic one. It was this one up. This was an IPv4 classic static route and verified. After that, we make it a bit more complicated by using the multi-layer switches. And in multi-layer switches, we completely made them function or operate as routers, as per general, by enabling the IP routing engine, and also by making each interface behaves like a routing port instead of a switch port. So that eliminated the need for a spanning tree, and the entire topology went green with no need for blocking state. And implemented on this the floating static. The problem with floating static was that it's either the entire device or the entire main path go down for the floating static to work or operate or take place, for its routing, for its path to be installed in the entire routing table of all the routers in the redundant path. Or the second option will be to use track, which is beyond the concept of this course, the study of this course, and this track for statics that make this router track this entire path. Once it detects that a problem happened here, it will shut down this interface, so this will automatically make this path works and make use of the floating static. Okay, finally the third lab we took in static route was the IPv6 static route. IPv6 static route, we used some private IP addresses and /64. 2001/64 was between the routers, and these two different subnets were between the two networks, and verify them for show IPv6 route, show IPv6, something I haven't mentioned in case you were wondering, show IPv6 interface brief. Yes, so this will show me that fast Ethernet 00 has a link local address. This is automatically generated for IPv6, you know that, virgin interface, and it has this assigned manually by me, the IPv6, and fast Ethernet 01 also has the same information. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is for the show IPv6 interface brief, and you know there is also a show IPv6 route, and when you configure routing for IPv6 you should enable IPv6 unicast route and type IPv6 route to route using the static route. Okay, so I hope all of this was really informative, really beneficial. I know some of the videos have a long length or long duration of speaking and implementation, but it's the only CCNA that you will get right now. It's not like before when we had 10 CCNAs. Sometimes I have ambition to finish like 2 CCNAs this year, so I will study hard, maybe for a lot of hours, maybe sometimes I want to hurry up, but right now the only thing you have is only single CCNA. So having a lot of talk, just bear with it, because this is the only CCNA that you will study. Okay, so once you finish it, there will be no other CCNAs for you. You will jump for the CCNP or the CCIE. Okay, so for any concern, observation, or any comment, please comment below down in the videos of the static route in our channel. I hope you can, if you would be generous enough to like and subscribe the channel and follow us as we are completing chapter 3 and jumping to the next chapters before the end of upcoming February. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.